Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Well, I came up with a topic that is kind of silly, but I said, hey, you know what? Why not? Let's make another video. Let's not wait another week or two. Because I did get a pretty cool pickup recently, but I'm waiting until I get a little bit more, so I have more to share. And I haven't really watched any new movies recently that I felt like talking about. So I said, hey, let's talk about collectibles. Many of you maybe don't know, but I obviously am a huge NECA horror collector, specifically. Um, and they make some pretty, high quality stuff. I mean, it kind of varies. And recently I haven't bought as many NECA as I probably would want to because there's not really much that really interests me. Aside from the new Leatherface, the Pretty Woman figure, I'm perfectly happy with my original Leatherface figure for just the Killing Mask. Um, the new one looks good, but like I said, I think the old one's fine. I don't need two different versions, and I wouldn't sell that one because that was actually one of the first NECA figures I got when I started collecting. Aside from the NES style Jason. But that brings me to my other collections, and there's a lot of collections that are, yeah, I don't quite have as many, or I have a lot, but I'm like, I would love to get more. It's just, availability, price, condition. These are the things that most collectors know and deal with on a regular basis. So I wanted to share five of my collections that I'd love to beef up. I'd love to grow, eventually. First off, we're going to start with McFarlane, specifically the Tortured Souls line. Let me see if I can get that a little bit closer. Yeah, these guys are really cool. But I also am very interested in the old Hellraiser figures. I those were not those were not Todd McFarlane. I almost said Seth MacFarlane. Oh gosh. Um, so yeah, I think NECA. Yeah, NECA was the one that put those out originally, and they're phenomenal. I really do like those. Obviously, they're really expensive now, especially the ones that you can build the Pillar of Souls or the Lament configuration, the box, in case you didn't know what it was called. And yeah, I would really, really love to get my hands on some of those, specifically Uncle Frank, Chatterer, and the twins from Part 4, because those are some of the best ones, in my opinion. But the Tortured Souls line is pretty much fairly adjacent to the Hellraiser series and figures, and they honestly would go great with the Hellraiser figures. Now, I got a great deal from a friend of mine. He had most of them. Let me. I don't know if I can. Yeah, let me see if I can switch camera views. I'll show you. Let's see. We're going on a journey. Oh, well, okay. It won't let me switch camera views, but I'm gonna put him back on the shelf anyway. So I'll take you over here and show you. Give me 1 second. Put him down. Okay. So yeah, right there, you can see he sold me most of the line. Try to do this. So you can see back there, there's a good fair amount of the figures from the series. This guy is my favorite. And they also have the big 12-inch figures. And I really do like those ones as well. I actually saw them out in the wild. I saw two of them. But of course, since they're the larger ones, they're more expensive. Along with like the movie Maniacs 12-inch ones, there's a few of those that I wouldn't mind getting because NECA ain't gonna make them. Specifically like Leatherface, Ash, their version of Jason from Part 7. Oh wait, no, wait, NECA did that one as well. NECA has a few good old ones, but they're less articulated. But yeah, the Tortured Souls figures, I don't think I'm missing that many. I had pictures of the ones that I was missing, and I think there's only like two or three, maybe. Maybe four. It's probably four. So yeah, the Tortured Souls line is definitely one that I think is obtainable, and I wouldn't mind completing that one, and maybe snagging a few of the old Hellraiser figures, because they, like I said, they work very well with them. I do have the NECA Pinhead, um, the newer one, not the old one with the box set with all four of them. That would be great. But those old box sets, like the Pamela and Jason one or the Michael and Loomis one, they're ridiculously priced for the lack of detail and quality. But I get it. I get it. They're older. They're hard to find. So next up, we have the Puppet Master line from Full Moon Toys. Now, again, NECA has re-released all of these figures, but they're really, really small. And maybe it's just me, but it just looks kind of like a cop out. Like, maybe it's because they wanted to do two and not make it so expensive. But I actually like the old figures. And the artwork on the back is just screenshots from the movie. Shows the action features of Torch or Jester or whoever, and there's figures from other Full Moon movies. Now, Full Moon does make replicas. I have a Blade replica up there, and he's okay. But some of the other ones I've seen, like Tunneler, Six Shooter, they look bad. They look really bad, and I get it. You can't make a 1-to-1 movie accurate without it costing hundreds of dollars. Or maybe you can, because NECA, again, they did it with Chucky. Oh, wait, that was Trick or Treat Studios. Yes, that was Trick or Treat. NECA does have a Chucky doll, but the one I have is the original good guy, and that's Trick or Treat Studios. They do really high quality stuff, really good replicas. It'd be awesome if they could do Puppet Master replicas, but there's not really a good market for that, so I understand why they wouldn't. It's just like, whatever. Next up, we have the Alien and Predator Kenner line. I just got this one to demonstrate, These are some of the classic 90s toys where they would take a rated R franchise and market it as toys or cartoons to kids. And I always really liked the packaging for these figures. They're really cool. And I've got pretty much all the Aliens and Predators on the back of this thing. I don't think I'm missing a single one, actually. No, I even got the Alien suit. I don't have vehicles. Don't care about the vehicles. But I would love to find more of these in the package. Now, I would still keep my loose ones. So it's a bit unnecessary. And there are a few of the actual figures I am missing, like the Swarm Alien. It's got these little... Oh, wait, is that the one I'm missing? Yes. Okay, because I got the spider one. Yeah. Swarm on it makes like an electronic noise. And then the Predator version, it's like the Recon Predator, I believe. He's got like an extendable mandible for his jaw, which is kind of interesting. And he's in a later series that they called the Hive series or something like that. And that's kind of when the packaging started to go a little downhill, in my opinion. I like the bright vibrance of the old ones. I have a different one that has a different background. It's kind of cool too. But yeah, a lot of those old Kenner, Alien, and Predator figures, they look phenomenal in their packaging. Especially the Snake Alien and its bubble packaging. Now, they re-released a lot of these figures later on. They changed the packaging, and I honestly don't think the packaging is as good the second run. The first run, it was just simple, tight, great. So yeah, I would love to get more of those in the package, or just, the ones that I'm missing, and that would be great. Next, we have a line that is damn near impossible to find in the packaging. And this one is, like, you can tell, it's kind of bent, it's a little wobbly. But that is Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Now, unlike Alien Predator, this was not a rated R movie, but it's more of a comedy horror movie, but they ran with it in the cartoon series, and the cartoon was actually pretty cool. Now, it's just an in-action figure of the character, and then you got a squeezable tomato where it opens its mouth, and you can simulate it eating the character if you want. But these are amazing. I remember I had like at least 3 of these growing up, and the mall in my town actually had these for sale. Man, if I had money when I was little, I would have scooped these all up and kept them sealed, because these are insane. And I honestly don't want all of them because some of them I'm like, there's no way in absolute hell I would ever spend that much on any Killer Tomatoes figure. If you know, it's basically the last five on the bottom there. See if you can see them, the ones with legs and arms, and then the bigger ones, which Zoltan seems to be the most famous of those ones. But honestly, I've always only wanted Dr. Gangrene and Igor, which comes with Fang Mato. And I remember I had Fang Mato. I don't think I had the Igor figure. I probably lost it. I had Chad and Tamacho, which is like the most common one. And then I know I had Dr. Gangrene and Ketchuk. Great ones. And then there's like a Bull, there's a Mummy, there's like a Phantomato, which is kind of funny. But yeah, if I could find those, even loose, as long as they were in good condition, I wouldn't mind getting them loose. But to find the figure and the tomato loose, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. It seems like risky business. Um, which brings me to the last thing, which is my bread and butter. I have all the ones that I grew up with, but part of me still wants to keep going. But again, these prices are insane. And that is Mighty Max. Oh, talk about nostalgia. This was my thing back in the day. You got this cool artwork. You get a comic book on the back. You got all this artwork of the Doom Zones. This is the Doom Zone that I'm holding. But they also came in different sizes, like the horror heads, which are on my wall, and I'll show you here in a second. Then they had the shrunken heads ones. They got the two McDonald's versions, and then they had the large playsets, which the only one I have is Skull Mountain, because I never had that growing up, and I always thought, man, that one looks really cool. I also love the Skullmaster playset. That one looks really good. But yeah, Mighty Max was this big phenomenon for like a couple years in the 90s, and then it just poof, went away forever. Every single toy franchise from back then, even the ones that, come on, Biker Mice from Mars, Street Sharks, I'll give them some respect. The bug guys with the antennas, I don't remember their names. All these toy series got re-releases. Even Polly Pocket, which was basically like the girl version of Mighty Max, got a re-release. They're still kind of making those. But Mattel has refused to do anything with Mighty Max. Anything. It's gotten to the point where fans are making up their own. There's a company in, I want to say it's Southern Asia. I believe so. But they're making their own versions, and they look good. They're pretty pricey. The only one that I've seen that they've released that I'm like, hey, I would actually get that if I could. There's like a one that's like a crocodile or an alligator. I can't remember which one. And it's like a kind of bigger playset that you open up. And I'm like, that looks good. And they are also responsible for releasing a prototype playset that never got released called the Warmonger, which is really, really nice. Really good looking. I've seen pictures of people that actually bought them. I'm like, hey, more power to you if you can afford it. I would have to take out a bank loan to afford it. Now, like I said, I have a lot of Mighty Max stuff. Most of the ones that I grew up with, I rebought because mine were stolen, unfortunately, when I was younger. The most recent Doom Zone that I bought was the zombie hand, which I'll just go ahead and show you. I'll take you over here. The zombie hand one right there. Had to make sure it had both figures and the Mighty Max in there. This one, the Skull Dungeon, is actually incomplete. It's missing one of the electrical nodes for the little playset thing, the little like yellow piece, and then it's also missing the Doctor. I have the Frankenstein monster and the Max, but no Doctor. Wouldn't you know? I got the Fly Doom Zone right up there. Then I got the Scorpion one and the Triceratops one, Dino Lab. And then years ago, when these were like, nobody wanted them apparently, sealed too, I got these. Now, some of them are foreign releases, but who cares? The artwork's the same, the figures are the same. I'll go for the cheaper ones. I don't care if I can understand it. Um, but yeah, one of my exes bought me these 8, which were like the main ones that I had when I was a kid. Still sealed, and I've kept them sealed these years. I'm so happy to have these. And then these 4, which I do remember having, I had to buy those myself, and those were not cheap because this came years later when people started collecting Mighty Max. So, and then in the corner is one of the Battle Beast figures, a Battle Conqueror. That was $15 because the condition of the box, and not a lot of people care about those ones, like the shrunken head ones, kind of. Oh, well, I do have a couple of those. Hold on. I have like the Dracula one. I don't remember his name. And then the rats. Now these actually came individual, and then they also released 2-packs. Now neither one of those has the max that goes in there because I got it in a grab bag, and that was specifically why I bought them. But I also have the McDonald's ones. That one is all right. It's a little janky. But this one's classic. Is the Yeti, the snow monster, whatever. Love it. I mean, it's pretty much just a piece of crap, but it's cool. And then you have, of course, Doom Mountain, which you can see with the scale of the masks above. It's fairly large. Here, I'll bring one of the Doom Zones up to show scale. So yeah, it's definitely larger. There's a lot of intricate pieces in there. I bought it one year for my birthday. I said, you know what? Why not? It's one of those things I hadn't had as a child. Got it, opened it up, was messing around saying, oh, this fires this missile. There's this bridge. You get like a bunch of little characters like Beasts and Max and his companions, Virgil and Norman. Yes. Because I played with the toys a lot when I was younger, but I didn't watch any of the show. That's another thing. I mean, I'd love to get some of the Mighty Max cartoons, and I would put them in here in the horror room, along with Toxic Crusaders and Killer Tomatoes, assuming those had VHS releases. I do have the movie for Toxic Crusaders on DVD. I think that was part of one of the box releases for the Toxic Avenger movies. So yeah, those are just some of the collectibles and figures and stuff that I would love to expand on. But, they're pretty pricey. And I've got plenty. I'm not saying, oh, look at me, where I have all this shit and I need more. Honestly, if I never get another Mighty Max figure as long as I live, I think I've got all the ones that I need or would love to have. So I consider myself extremely lucky, especially to have that many sealed ones. Now, I've actually had the Vampire one before, a loose one, and I ended up giving it to a friend of mine because he really liked it. I was like, hey, you know what? I already got it. I don't need it to be out. It's fine. But I have seen the Japanese packaging for the Mighty Max horror heads and stuff. Oh, looks pretty nice. I would love to get that. And then there's also the knockoff series called Pocket Monsters. As ridiculous as they are, I kind of love them. The artwork is great. They're really goofy. Some of them are like direct knockoffs. I think one of them is a knockoff of the Chronosaur, the green with the spikes on his face. But yeah, I loved that series that I'd never heard of so much that I actually got a shirt made with the Pocket Monsters logo. I should have worn it, but so there you have it. There's some of the collectibles that I really love and I'd love to get more of. So let me know in the comments, is there any kind of horror collections that you think are a little harder to find that you'd love to get more of, or stuff that's out right now that you're like, hey, can't wait to snag that new NECA Curse of Michael Myers figure. I guess, since they ain't doing anything with Jason. Oh. Although I did see this morning there was a picture of a Pamela Voorhees NECA figure that I'm very curious if that's a fake, a very well done fake, or if NECA's hiding something. Dun dun dun. Only time will tell, and I can hope that they finish the Kane Hodder Jason Voorhees figures because I would love a Jason Takes Manhattan figure. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'm going to stop rambling. I have stuff to do. I'm sure you do too. So I'll see you in the next video.